Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On deck, we've got what should be a great matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Indianapolis Colts. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Hoosier State and Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Indianapolis Colts. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Chiefs, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. Fielded about a yard deep. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator say right off the top, he's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
On 2nd down now, it's Evans. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
On first down, Chandler. And he'll take this forward for 2, maybe 3. But we do have a flag down, and they're already marching backward. They got Colton Miller that time, the first-round pick from 2018. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Time to check the defensive starters here for Kansas City. They were very good last week in the win over the Saints.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, the head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to be looking at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Complete to Hilton. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 31-yard line.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory, down at the 31. On play action, they'll throw. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
They run the counter. Evans. 9 yards on the gain there, so he got half of it back, and it'll be 3rd down. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long, and you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. Looking to throw is Mahomes. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. That'll be caught over the middle by Moss. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. The numbers on Moss from last week's game. 22 carries, 55 yards.
And I'm eager to see how they deploy him in this game. Last week, a heavy workload. Do they decide to bring that down a little bit and try and keep him fresh? Or do they say, guess what? He's locked in. Keep handing him the football.
And a quick throw here. That's complete. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway, because that's your strength.
Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal.
Well, they've certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive and not as much run.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about. So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again.
And you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because things are a little bit more condensed. You got to go back to their play chart and see if they can dial up another one.
And he is out of bounds here. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He's got it to Hilton. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Funchess has it complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. They'll set up to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again. Just like last week, each game is its own entity, treated as such.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. And now here comes Kansas City. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 24. Here's Mahomes to throw. Open man is Hill. He's got it. The 30. 10. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 76 yards. And the Chiefs strike quickly here for 6 points.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Now the try here for the point after. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. And they're able to get the connection on the long touchdown pass, and that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play, touchdown. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And partner, just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season, the playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early. But if there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
On 2nd down, it's Evans. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
That ain't working. That cute stuff ain't working. It's 3rd and 7.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the 1st down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Here's Hill on the return. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And out come the Chiefs now. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. Now, that's a catch of some significance. It's number 631 of his career, and why that's significant, it ties him with Hall of Famer Raymond Berry,
who was one of the most precise route runners at any position during his time in his career. So I think that we're seeing something very similar here. He may not have known Raymond Berry, but he goes about his business the same way. Understands how defenses are going to play, understands where the leverage is, and goes away from it to the tune of 631 catches.
On the stop, Breland speaks.
Here we go. Here we go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
24's the mic.
Yeah, let's get a sack coach.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. And it's complete to Kelsey. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. It's Evans. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Going quickly out wide to Moore. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. He'll look to throw. He's got Evans. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
Now that's absolutely frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline, but what great vision and understanding where he is on the field as he headed for the marker and picked up the 1st down.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Passer defense.
The hit comes late. We saw it. There's your flag.
And we know that there's a guideline, right? Ball's gone. You get 1 step. If you're within 1 step of the quarterback, you can hit him as long as it's still done legally. But anything outside of that looks like an extra step was involved.
And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. On 2nd down now, it's Evans. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB. Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
And going deep for Hill. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time, and it'll bring up 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And taking a gander at the NFL scoreboard in Minneapolis. Early on, it's the Vikings in the driver's seat. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. On first down, Evans. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
A loss of 2 there, second down. On second down, it's Chandler. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. The Colts on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. He'll drop to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
I got you, punk.
On first down, Mahomes. That one complete to Hill. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down. They'll run on first down. Moss. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. But they also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws that quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango.
Yellow, for the line, right? Check, watch 54, watch 54. Hey, let's get that ball, D, let's get that ball. Kill.
On second down now, it's Moss, and he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 2 yards, good enough for a first. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. On second down, it's Moss, and he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. To throw, it's Mahomes. Throw right side, going to be complete to Moss. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
That play was well covered, just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, we're not able to find any yardage on that one.
And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. And the catch made by Hilton. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. And to give this time to the tailback. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Run coverage excellent there from the defensive end position.
How many times do we sit with coaches and they talk about a base defensive end, a guy who can anchor and play with leverage? We just saw a great example of it. And how about the bonus? Tackling the runner for a loss.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give the Colts 13 yards and a 1st down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete. He was trying to go back to Moore there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And he's got his man, Hilton. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
I know you're trying not to scoreboard watch, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
Yeah, need to do something to get more than that 3 number that they have on the scoreboard right now. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Nikel Roby-Coleman there defensively. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Going back to Moore. This time he's got him complete. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is, at the 6-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Now Mahomes. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off at the 15. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Second and 5. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out comes Patrick Mahomes in the Chiefs offense. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown.
And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now. So you're not protecting a lead. So you're not playing that way. You got to go get the lead again. So maybe it loosens him up a little bit and allows him to go ahead and be a little more free in his play.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. He was looking again for Kelsey there on that play, but it's going to be second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. That'll be caught over the middle by Moss.
Let's go.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. And this is caught by Watkins. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. They tried the throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Now it's Mahomes again. Throw left side complete. That's Graves. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And this one is right down the middle. And that will do it for this first half. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without it.
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
Call that a very strong gain of 24. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. On 2nd down now, it's Evans. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That's complete. It's Collins. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, it's Evans. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there, because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Here a throw taken in by Watkins. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Boom! Big hit all day. Sack City. Sack City.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
He's going to go for a big play downfield, and he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. How do you break down his game so far? Just the one touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't, not until you balance it with the error side. You know, and in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he slings one that's incomplete. He was looking for the connection with Devin Funchess. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
4 down, 4 down, 4 down.
On 2nd down now, it's Evans. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Double tight, double tight. Double tight. Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
They'll keep it on the ground. Evans. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They'll set up a throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. And that is incomplete. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Back to throw. Complete to Hilton. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down.
Come on.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Ready, go.
On 1st down, Chandler. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Hey, watch that, watch that. Check, Mike.
Brings up 2nd and 9
I got
at the 20-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Chandler, and he'll get this down only to the 18. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. An 18-yard touchdown grab as his guys are able to regain the lead. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they will take a 7-point lead. A 10-play drive that time, and the result for the Colts is a touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Set to take over, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. He's hoping to channel his first half play. They had the lead at halftime, was playing well. Flip the script here in the third quarter a little bit.
I think he misses the Pee-wee days, you know, when you just got the orange slice at halftime, right? And remember, weren't any real adjustments then, right? You weren't looking at some tape, right? You weren't looking at stuff off of the Surface tablets. You just went back out and played. Right now, maybe the adjustments have caught up to him.
Well, we'll see. Maybe he just needs a couple orange slices here for this drive. Mahomes now to throw. They complete it to Hill. And they'll get him down here at the 23.
Come on, boys, come on.
To throw again on second down. Mahomes. His throw incomplete. Oh, Travis Kelce unable to pull it in. And that'll make it third down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sack.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
12 yards on the return that time. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. How do you think he personally is evaluating his game so far? He was pretty good in the first half, been good so far here in the third quarter. He's got to like it, right?
Not looking for the dramatics here. Not trying to set the world on fire in terms of stats. It's almost like you're driving. Hands at 10 and 2, alert for anything out there, watching for trouble on the road, and making sure you get the team home.
The bus driver. See if we can drive the bus here again on this drive.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo.
Now a first carry for their fullback. A gain of 3, second down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 47-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready. 54. All day, baby. All day.
On second down, it's Chandler. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up third and about 6. He'll drop to throw. Hard throw, incomplete.
Intended for number 82. Incomplete.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on for the 5th time here today.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And the Chiefs are going to get a fresh set of downs. And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped, but I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
He is going to find Hill here. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play, and even 40 yards. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ball game.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. He's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. A 15-yard touchdown grab as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Now the try here for the extra point. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. That time a 6-play drive. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves him needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the 1st. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll run on 1st down. Chandler. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Late game, that hurts. Take the touchdown off the board.
No doubt about it, and this is where you make a great movie scene, right? Go in, rally the team. Okay, we lost points there. Let's get it back and go out and score again. Can he get it done?
And now this is Hilton on the receiving end. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. 2nd and 11. And this one's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And he's got his man, Hilton. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs. On 1st down, it's Chandler. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
No gain, and it's 2nd down. They'll look to throw. And he whips that one incomplete there. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Looking to throw. And that will be incomplete. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On 2nd down and 4, Mahomes. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. And this is caught. That's Watkins. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the 1st. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the grab. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've converted a 1/3 of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 6. Mahomes to throw once more. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. Oh, and they had him stopped short of the 1st, but a penalty marker down. And that looked like a clear face mask to me. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching up another 15 against your squad.
And they're going to get about 3 here out of this 1st down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. From the 30 on 2nd down, Mahomes. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts' 12-yard line. Mahomes will bring him up 1st and 10, and he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Hill, the intended receiver once again, and now it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Mahomes. This will be caught just inside the 10. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty, no question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty would do for them?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Extra point right down the middle. They have gone to the 4th quarter, by the way, in that game in Cleveland. You saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. If they indeed win, it would be win number 9 on the season. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. The end result, 21 yards.
That's the run. They're running it.
He'll look to throw. And he's got the hook up to Moore. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. Back to throw.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
He's back to throw. A 7-yard touchdown grab as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we are tied here in the fourth quarter. Boy, hard to ask for a better game thus far. 27 apiece is our score as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. After some early struggles running the ball, they've really picked it up. Early it just seemed like there were no holes there. Now all of a sudden the holes seem to be there. I don't know if that's just my imagination.
And give them credit that they kept their confidence, because sometimes when you get stuffed big in the running game early, especially for an entire half, it really makes you retreat a little bit, but not this group. They always have the confidence. If they just get their assignments down, they would get in sync with their runners, and off they went.
It's Hill, complete. And now for him on the season, that is his 80th catch, and the result is a first down. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw, Mahomes. That'll be caught over the middle by Moss. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. From midfield, here's Mahomes. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. After the sack on first down, Mahomes, and that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition? Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted, but how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for Indianapolis, their hopes of a 500 season stay alive as they move to 7-8 now on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Packers will come to town. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, their playoff hopes take a big hit as they fall to 8-7. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.